Om Shanti, everyone. Om Shanti, Divine Family. Thank you, Baba. So we are going to continue with the Murli, which we started day before yesterday, to be a constant companion as a yogi. And we'll just continue from there. To those who are constantly courageous, to those who are constantly seated on the throne and wearing a crown, to those who constantly create an elevated fortune through having the most elevated renunciation at every second and in every thought, to those who follow the Father at every step, to those who are constantly overflowing with all treasures at every moment, to those who remain constantly overflowing with limitless treasures, to those who constantly have the complete aim and the qualifications for it, to such perfect and elevated souls, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. So the Murli now continues with Bap Dada meeting Dadiji and Didiji. Have you brought together a gathering in order to make plans for the future? What plans will you make? Whatever you have done so far has been very good, and what you are to do now will also be good. What is the basis of success for any program or plan? In a general way, too, what is the basis for success of any task? What do you think of when you wish any program to be successful? The basis of success of the conference that you had recently was the presence of an important personality. The sound spreads louder according to the personality of the speakers. Whenever you hold a program, you make a plan with the special aim of spreading the sound louder. You plan for a special personality to come so that the sound can spread automatically. So personality becomes the means. Those personalities from Lokik backgrounds become instruments to spread the external sound. In the same way, you special instrument servers need to have a personality in service at present. Someone's personality automatically draws people to him. So, what type of personality is needed at present? Purity is your personality. To the extent that you have purity, to that extent, the personality of purity will make souls automatically bow their heads. In the drama, because of the sannyasi's personality of purity, people bow their heads to them. The personality of purity causes even important people to bow their heads. So at present, it is only on the basis of your personality of purity that people will bow their heads. Just as the fragrance of an incense stick draws others, in the same way, as soon as others come to you, they should experience the fragrance of purity. Wherever they look, they should only see purity. This is the experience that people want at present, because they cannot see it in any direction. No matter how great or famous a soul may be, he does not have the vibrations of purity because he accepts the name, fame, and praise of success. This is why vibrations of purity are not experienced anywhere. There is an attraction of temporary attainment, but no attraction of purity. Now, the personality of purity is needed in your practical life so that your personality automatically attracts others. When the Prime Minister visits somewhere, everyone hurries there because of his personality. So, this is the number one personality. You now have to make this plan. It is this personality that will attract religious souls. They should experience finding here whatever they lack. They believe that you mothers and daughters are doing very good work, but they should now come in front of you, considering you to be the greatest personalities in the world. They should experience the contrast of what they previously understood and what they now see. They should feel that whatever is not in their intellects is in the practical lives of all of you. This is what it means to make a Maharathi fall. Just as an ant is able to make an elephant fall, so they should bow down to this personality. Your form has to become like a magnet of all attainments, so that everyone is automatically attracted. Wherever they look and whomsoever they see, they should only experience attainment. So, attainment is the magnet, and the form of all attainments is also a magnet. At present, you have to make effort and use money and energy, but later the task of the two of you will be achieved by this personality of purity. At the moment, the vibrations have not yet changed. They see you in a different light at the moment. Now spread your vibrations so that others see you as you are and what you are. Then, with the attitude of a bestower of blessings and a great donor, transform the vibrations and the atmosphere. Even now, people are still desperately searching and wondering where to go. Thirsty souls have not yet received the introduction of the true place of the ocean with the rivers. And this is why they are still searching a great deal. So now, show everyone the path to their destination through your form of a lighthouse. Acha. Baap Dada meeting Dadi Janki. In London too, there's a chance to serve the religious souls. Whatever chance you have, there should definitely be a scene of the attraction of spirituality. Just as a pilgrimage place has a specially peaceful place, or a place where one can experience liberation and salvation, so they should now feel that this is the place where they can receive all attainments. They should experience uniqueness and simplicity, but the experience should also be powerful. They should realize the truth of this. By accepting invitations to speak on such a stage, you will later claim the kingdom of the world. At present, people simply invite you to their programs, but later, just as people raise non living images to their eyes or their head, so too they will look at you with the vision of not knowing where to place you. They will not know what to say and what not to say as your praise. It is good to have a gathering. Zeal and enthusiasm increase through a gathering. Acha. So we have now completed the second part of the Murli, and it is time to reflect on what we have just read and understood, and let us just reflect on it, and then we will connect again to share the journey. Okay, so I hope you had time to reflect. Who would like to begin sharing their reflection?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Papa highlighted on that personality. So purity is your personality, Papa says. So to the extent that one has that power of purity, to that extent, his personality will make all others, attract towards him automatically. Just as Baba gave a beautiful example of sannyasis personality, people go and bow down their heads right before them. It's because of the power of their purity. So here Baba says, so we'll have to do service based on the power of purity. So that creates a personality around and attract people.
Yes.
Yeah. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Yes, very rightfully said that in this Murli there is a lot of focus on personality. And what goes along with that personality is the purity. And anybody else would like to reflect on this? Your important takeaways? So, what type of personality is needed at present? The sister Radhamani is saying in the chat box that the sound spreads louder according to the personality of the speakers. Yes. And here the sound spreading louder is more in the context of not just the volume, but the vibration. And that depends on the personality of whom you're inviting and who are the people that can draw other people towards them. Any other reflection?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti, sister. Go ahead, please.
Persona, I was just, whenever we hear this word persona or we hear the word personality, it is something we think, a makeover. We also go through so many of these kind of, what we say, recipes for having a good persona. And there are n number of things. If you see, how do you make up a good personality, or what is a good personality? The yardstick changes in every aspect. Or what's a bad personality? What's a strong personality? So there are so many kinds of prefixes you can add to this word personality. But today, Baba just speaks about one personality. He doesn't go. If you see about personality, as I told you, it's a voluminous thing to speak about when I say about how do I make up my personality? How do I have a good speech? How do I hold myself? How do I have a good posture? How do I communicate? All these make up for a personality in general context. But when Baba mentions about, especially in this Murli, and if you see rightly enough, when he's talking to Dadiji and all, that particular aspect when he speaks about the personality of purity. So when you speak about purity of body, so what does purity of body mean? Purity of mind and purity of heart. So there are so many, the word purity is not just like wearing white clothes and going about very clear, clean and looking at nice. No, it's got a very deeper meaning. But in Baba's knowledge, if you just see, even he compares the sannyasis, even they are purity, because that one thing of purity of mind, they keep themselves away from sinful thoughts. Like that's how a sannyasi has been defined, who leaves everything at the shore. He goes in isolation and he goes away from that which attracts to bring about some good thoughts, away from sinful thoughts. Then even we have purity of heart, where no such feelings of hatred, jealous, and all should come. But Baba's yardstick of personality of purity, I think, is absolutely different. You may have purity in body. You may even follow all the disciplines, all the maryadas. But even if I have one negative thought or one kind of thought which pulls me down of another person, it's like I'm imbibing the negativity of that person and something in me goes off, my attraction I lose.
Yes.
So that is why, what is that attraction which he has meant over here? I wanted to understand. What's that personality of purity which shades away? So it's really nice to go through still deeper. It's a very big subject to
Yes.
know about purity.
Yes.
So, but there's one line, Harpreet sister, where Baba's mentioned, I'm not able to get it, that anything of name, fame, and if suppose we taken, the personality of purity goes down. I was just thinking about it. Could you just, a little more elaborate on that? When you read it out, I was just reading, how can just taking in a name, fame, and bring down the personality of purity, according to Baba?
Right. So before we address that churning, I would just like to read, in a way, Shivani sister has written a nice message in the chat box, which also brings in an answer to what you are just asking, and then we can churn further. So Shivani sister is saying purity is an excellent yardstick for checking one's own Brahmin personality. Gracefulness, dignity, royalty, etiquette of Brahmins and of deity also together. And Baba likes us children to focus on our royalty, our personality, because it talks about God indirectly and about our yajna for our own sake also. And how can Brahmins stand apart from the rest? But again, a soul must beware of falling in the subtle trap of becoming body conscious because Maya is very shatir. So, very thank you, sister, for sharing that nice message. And Sister Girja, what you are just talking about, the name, fame. So I think it has a lot to do with the body consciousness and Maya, because what can bring you down is when you, again, the earlier part of the Murli also spoke about mine and ego. So when you have a name, you become very proud of it. When you have a position, you also become proud of it. And even if it's not so visible on the outside, from inside, even if there's the slightest trace of vanity, your purity is going to come down, is the way I'm looking at this. But if anybody else would like to share their thoughts, please go ahead.
That is, I hope you got my question. That question, no matter how great or famous a
Yes.
soul may be, he does not have the vibrations of purity. Just that one, because he accepts the name, fame, and praise of success.
Yeah, because a person who's truly, truly pure, this vibration, even the slightest thing of thinking that I have this name or I have this fame, will reduce that purity. Because that means you're putting yourself above others in some form. And that leads to, I mean, this is the way I'm looking at it, but if anybody has a different perspective or what to add on.
I'm sorry. I think Baba is trying to compare that spiritual personality and the Laukic personality here, right? So so Baba said the Prime Minister, if he comes, everybody rests there because he's an important person, right? With the position that he holds, the Laukic position that he holds. Similarly, when it comes to spirituality, the spiritual personality comes or attraction happens. It's based on the purity, the power of purity that one has. And as we all know, this purity is one unique thing that which Baba is trying to create within all of us. And right through this purity, Baba is establishing a new world here. And Baba would like to serve all of us or serve everyone with this purity because that's our natural nature. And here also, if you look at it, personality, if we say spiritual personality, the ideal person, I think it is Brahma Baba. The way, his face and character and everything there, the way he influenced people or the Brahmin family because the power that he has, right? So basically, that's what I understood about this. So here also we'll have to follow further. To get there, each one of us will have to work on ourselves. Right, I think it leads to soul consciousness practice to become pure, the vision, because that's where the power comes. Basically, follow further. Om Shanti.
Okay, even if I take the stand what the brother has said, let me give an example. Sister, whenever we go on there are some people who just attract us. What attracts us? See, it may be something we see a kind in their face which attracts us. I'm talking about a basic view of a magnetic kind of attraction which Baba speaks. It may be their eyes, it's something in the face which catches us. I'm talking about plain attraction. I'm not still come to purity. And or there are some of these, even the sannyasis, or I still remember when I used to read this book before I came to the Gyan, when I used to read about Paramahamsa Yogananda, there was that kind of aura which I could get on his face, which attracted me towards him and his teachings. So purity is the thing which is not necessarily the magnetic kind of purity which you see in others. You get attracted to the physical clothes, you get attracted to things, but it's something adds on. So that from my inside, it adds on to my personality. It gives me an aura. So if somebody comes and says, hey, you've got a good aura, Harpreet, you're really looking nice. I'm very good. So how can I lose my purity because n number of person come and say, I still have that same feeling. I still have, if somebody just says, I say, that's it. But it's not the question of taking that name fame on me. Just that vibration I still have. Because for me, it's a thing which came from inside. It's an add-on thing. It's not something which I got through a makeup or something. So that's why does the vibration go down? When somebody just throws a name and fame on me. I agree with you that I-ness, suppose that I-ness is not there. Then what do you speak about the level of purity?
So in my view, if the I-ness is not there, then you are pure. I mean, then, because the context of this is, Baba is making us reflect that we shouldn't fall into that trap, whether it is looking at others or whether it is looking at our own selves. But if the I-ness actually doesn't exist, then you could be at the highest level of position, but it doesn't matter. You know, you're just playing a role, and that role has demanded you to be in that position, and you can use that position to actually spread the vibration and spread the messages of Baba even more using the advantage that you have of that position. So that is in fact being encouraged, I thought, in this Murli, because uh, the fact that Baba is also encouraging that you invite such personalities to your gatherings, because people listen to those who appear to be famous in the Lokik world. And if those people are pure from inside, I don't think their vibration is going to reduce if they're actually pure. Anybody
Okay.
else to share
I
something
think
on
what
that?
you said
Yeah.
made some sense, little kind of thing, when you said that if I do not take in that I-ness, fine. My purity I can still retain. I think that part is a little, I could really connect.
Like one practice which I've tried to follow, even for myself, I don't know whether I've attained it fully yet, but at least I have improved a lot. I remember when I became a CEO of Alliance Air, and because it's the highest position in the airline, and before I sat on that seat, I reminded myself very consciously that this is only a seat. People are going to come and go, and what matters is how you're going to use that seat in creating the right vibration, and how you're going to use that seat in doing good for people. So I think it's how you look at these kind of positions, and how do you look at the money that is flowing through that, or how do you look at the situation. And when you start seeing it in a very detached manner and only as a role, your purity is increasing, because you're more focused on your soul and not so much on that position or name or fame linked to that. So I think Baba's grace and Baba's connection is what makes that happen.
Perfect. Let me take your own
Right.
example. You were the CEO, you said. Can you
Yes.
just share with us what was the attraction of only that aspect of purity? I'm not talking about Harpreet's qualities or Harpreet's way of doing the job, about Harpreet's communication skills. No, let us go a bit far from that. What was that attraction of purity you imbibed in yourself to Baba's yardstick to really attract people? Because I've seen that in you. That's what I'm asking. Can you just share with us that
Yeah.
yardstick of purity alone?
So for me, personally, the purity is really, really deep. It has to come from total your inner being and the way you actually take certain decisions in life. Because sometimes you have to do things in the Lokik world where you're always getting tested, actually, because you are in an environment where you're taking day-to-day decisions which impact people. And whether those decisions are pure or not is where you keep questioning yourself, that I hope I'm not taking a decision against someone only because that person doesn't support me all the time, or the other way around. I hope I'm not taking a decision favoring someone just because that person supports me very openly. So I think that kind of intellectual purity is one, especially in the Lokik world. And then the purity of actually where you feel that there has to be honesty and transparency in whatever you're thinking, saying, and doing. Simply saying you walk the talk, so that there's no manipulation. You're really pure in whatever you do. And I used those some period of being in that position to make the entire organization go through the 7 days of Gyan by giving them an opportunity, by inviting the sisters. So the whole airline from different timings was joining the 7 day program. So sometimes these positions do help. So I know what Baba is trying to say when he says that Now today we have the Honorable President of India who's from the Gyan. So definitely her position and her, talking about Baba and talking about purity has an influence on the normal people. So, and normal, I don't mean in a derogatory way. What I mean is that they may be the most pure, but they're not having the position. So that's the way I look at it. So I think if Baba is helping people to be in certain positions, we should take full, that means he's giving you that as a duty. That's a form of service that has been given to you. Use that position to actually support and to help and to make the vibration even more pure. That's the way I look at it. It's just a job that is given to you. So the sisters who are fully surrendered are doing it in their own way, and the people in the Lokik world are doing it in their own way. And this combination is what is going to make it happen. I like Sister Shivani. You want to say something? Because I see long chat message. 1 minute, we'll just. Okay, Girja sister, Sister Shivani is saying you could be pointing towards admiration or being appreciative about something in someone that's perhaps absent in one's own self that I find appealing in them. It helps. So that's the question Sister Shivani is saying. So it's more to being focused towards qualities in someone else that attract me because I want to imbibe them in myself, or I want to be like them because I like how they are, how they live, I love their lifestyle, etc. Yeah, very
I think I
relevant.
would like to go to in the chat box. I know you do not want to read that part because it's something related to you. Even I agree. I have not seen you working. I have not seen you to date, sister. But I see when you have a kind of bestow a feeling towards any soul, maybe any religion, maybe any kind. So in your work, probably when you do that, when you have goodness flowing through you, that is purity, because you do not have a single negative thought. Okay, you may be doing a role play. I do not know whether you are 100% like that, whether you always stood by goodness, even though badness engulfed you. I'm not aware of such things in your life. But when you have a feeling of doing good to people, when you have a feeling of something, he's also God's child. Let me do something for him. I think an aura comes around you. That's what I
Yes,
found, and even what Paramahamsa used to mention. That's the aura which a kind of something. This goodness is such a beautiful thing. It just it's like what I call these chakras inside. No, they come out like a personality. I think that's what Baba is mentioning here, especially when
yeah,
he refers to the East.
yes. And I don't know, this is something only Baba can know how pure you actually are. Sometimes we ask this question, that we may think we have, of course, we know we are progressing. That vibration, I think all of us in this journey can experience. But exactly where you've reached is a question which I think Baba knows. And somewhere you know with your own vibration that you're improving. At least you know that. And like I said, I think all these positions are really useful in the Lokik world to spread the right vibration because you have been given that position to help others. But on the other hand, even the people with no position, they attract you in such a way because of the way they conduct themselves, the way they speak. They're just looking at their face, and that personality is also immense. I know people at work that I have met who have such a glow and who may be the junior most and may not even be in the officer cadre, but at the very, I remember when I had gone for one CISF training, and even those junior soldiers who were doing the training, they had that glow. They were so pure. The way they were talking, the way they were doing the training. I mean, they were in a total Lokik world, but I could see that purity in them. I could just experience that beautiful vibration. And sometimes being pure in a Lokik world is, at least I think, much more challenging, huh? Because the people around you are nowhere in that same vibration at times. So it's to stay focused becomes a challenge. At least that's my journey been so far. And therefore, I just believe I've surrendered totally my life, but I need not leave the Lokik world. I've surrendered despite being Lokik, is the way I look at my own life, since you asked that personal question. And maybe others would like to share. I don't want to sound like I'm taking all the time of discussion. Yes, Vijit Bhai. Yes, Vijit Bhai, please continue.
Yeah, just one point I would like to add about this personality thing, that discussion. Right. So here, if you look at it, right, in the world, there are different types of personality. Especially if you look at it, I think there are two main personalities. So one is the physical personality that people look, the celebrities and all that, right? Their look and how physically beautiful they are, because their focus is their physical beauty. That also considered as one type of personality. And then another thing, if you look at it, the position, right? Somebody was having that higher position, like a prime minister or president or whatever. So that position is also a personality, right? So that respect is also there. And if you look at another way, right? So the Brahmin personality is completely different, because but this personality is based on complete purity. So when purity comes, right, you can easily make out someone who's a Brahmin and who has been living a pure life, right? If you can make out that from the face and his behavior, everything will be kind of natural nature, right? So because why it happens is because the purity is deeply connected with connected to peace and happiness, right? So when once observe this purity, that Brahmin's purity, so that is complete purity, and it has been taught by the Supreme, the ocean of purity. So uh, that natural nature comes out from that person. So his behavior, his features, everything, right, is different. That is what we see, right? And when we go to Madhuban, we see many seniors, when we look at their face, right? So that reveals so many things. And the way they talk, everything, that royalty is revealed, right? So that comes natural in them, right? So they're working out of their, it's that transformation is happening at the soul level. So it's easily able to make with the other two personalities, the physical and the position personality, which is actually temporary though. And this is, as we know, it's at the soul level. So it goes on, and we carry that to the Satyuga, and that becomes our natural nature there, which goes on for half of the kalpa, right? So see, this is all different if you look at it. So Brahmin's personality is ultimately different, and that is built based on the power of purity.
Yeah, very nicely portrayed. And also, if you notice, if we reflect, we listen to so many BK teachers, we go to the centers, but there will be some that will attract you more, even within the surrendered people. There will be some that you will feel you're getting better vibration. They're all good, but with some you just have that more connection. So that is also a personality, like where some people are just naturally having that kind of vibration that you feel attracted to, and you can experience that love when you're with them. So that's the, and I think, yeah, sister, go ahead.
I think that's one part with you I should do. You spoke only about you are able to catch in some people. See, the kind of aura they carry. But you never went to the other side to say there may be so many people who are surrendered for so long, who are very knowledgeful or that, but we don't get attracted. You never touched that aspect. That shows that, but as I feel, as a person sitting over here, I should be aware even about that, because when I'm going down, I ask, why does that person not attract me as this simple person who are just few days in the gyan? And even Baba he speaks about, when Bijit Bhai was saying about kinds of personality, I don't know whether it is an English word. Baba is saying sannyasis hyphen personality of purity. I really, and Baba likes them. Let me tell you, so many Murlis, Baba says, it is because of these personality of purity of sannyasis, Bharat is so long. If their personality of purity was not there, Bharat would really have gone down, degraded. Baba also likes that. But one purity which Baba, which I put in the chat box, which really I'm not able to explain to my Lokiks also. No sooner a Kumari is married, just that marriage day. Before that, she's worshipped as a Kanya and all. When a Kanya is married, first thing naturally, she has to bow down to take blessings from the seniors. Baba says when she bows down, that's a sign of impurity. I've often thought about it, and I'm not able to explain to my Lokiks also about it. Like, and there are instances that she gets married, like Shardamba, Ramana Maharishi, or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, all their wife and all. She got married, but she was still the mother, the role of a mother. So when Baba said no, I could not go deep in that. A Kumari, just the day she gets married, she has to bow down. Otherwise, every time everyone bows to her. So that bowing down also I was thinking about.
So again, I think sometimes these, again, this is just my personal take on this. Sometimes these statements, when they have been given in the books or quoted as Baba's teachings, we have to see the context and what he's trying to say. So I don't think this would apply to everyone. What he's giving this is an example that if you get married and now you leave your spiritual journey and get lost in all the worldly logic life of being a married woman and having to deal with all the new family, and you get lost in that, so then the chances of your raising your vibration may be more difficult, more challenging, is the way I would portray that. But I would definitely not think that just because a lady gets married, that her spiritual journey is going to be weaker than somebody else. It all depends on how you're conditioned. That way, even when you go to work, you will say that when you go to work, it's like you're getting married to that place of work. So you're going to lose your energy because you're going to be doing so many work activities over there. It's the same parallel example. Or if you're going in for a game of playing a game, and you feel upset while playing and you lose and you win, and your energy is dropping because you could not retain the same level. So I think these are just examples in my view. It has nothing to do with marriage or no marriage. In fact, for me personally, I get maximum attracted to those teachings and to those where I see the real spiritual part behind it. And any bondage or anything which says you can't do this and you can't do that, for me, that is the biggest energy drop. And therefore, I stay away from those rules and regulations. I'll be very honest with you. I'm only interested in the spiritual content. I feel rules and regulations are just to be guided, to be used for those who need those rules to make them grow faster. But you need to be free of rules. When your spirit is really at a certain point, that freedom of the spirit is what allows you to connect to the Supreme very easily. So marriage, no marriage, work, no work, all this is meaningless when your spirit is above. This is just my personal churning. Please, others can add on their own thoughts. For me, whatever you do, do it joyfully. Whether it's at work, whether it's doing the Murli class, whether it's playing a game, whether it is doing anything, just do it joyfully, connected to the divine and enjoying this beautiful life on the planet, respecting everyone around, and that is purity. Because you have all the goodness in your heart, you have nothing against anyone, you have no judgments unnecessary, which bring your energy down again. So you just go with the flow, like a total free spirit. I hope I'm not hearing. I think I should stop now. Sister Rakhi, would you like to say something? Or should we continue with the meditation now? Shivani sister has also written about some school teacher that she got reminded of. And of course, Radhamani sister is reminding us of a very good example of Mahatma Gandhi and Swami Vivekanand. For me also, I grew up reading all their books, whether it was Swami Vivekanand or My Experiments of Truth with Mahatma Gandhi. So reading the history part is one thing, but reading their own writings gives you a different understanding of what they're trying to say.
Yeah, even My Experiments with Truth, that was one of my favorite book.
Yeah.
I used to even gauge the truthfulness of such a soul. And that was a perfect book, My Experiments in Truth.
Right. So anybody else would like to churn, or we move on to the meditation? Any other last thoughts? Any new reflection?
Om Shanti, wonderful.
Om Shanti, Om Bhai.
I was really am honored to have such good reflections from everyone. I think the last point should be the first point of Baba, that I and mindness. That's the checking point, and if any karma or any speaking or any thinking, if there is even a slight minute of percentage of this mixturity of I or mindness, मैं or मेरापन, then that is basically reflective on the level quality of the purity. So in any action, that is what is a checking point for all of us, for everyone. And the more we work on this, the mindness, as you said, the CEO, as a CEO, you had this very strong point, thought that this is not mine, this is just a temporary, and I am just a limit instrument. So that brings the purity level up, brings it up, takes it up, and elevates every action. And so that the source is this mindness or meanness, that mine or mindness has to be eliminated, and it comes because of the Maya, because we are also associated with the body and bodily relations and the name, fame, and all that they enter from the rear gate, and that's where the checking has to happen. Om Shanti.
Harpreet sister, even what brother said, I like that visualization which he spoke about I. I remember when I was new to the Gyan, I don't remember the brother. He took a big canvas, and in that big canvas, there were all capital I, capital I, capital I. And then a picture came when all these capital I's became small i's, small i's, small i's, small i's. Then the whole canvas was only dotted with small i's. Then one could see a kind of a big eye, EYE, in the center. I just remember that picture which attracted me about these eyes and all squashing them, the big eyes, to small eyes.
Yeah. So actually, that's the interesting thing, Baba. Thank you, Bhai and Girja Behan and all the others, because it is true that the most important thing that Baba is saying, if we look at the first part of the Murli and the second part of the Murli, is to lose this consciousness of I and this mindness, and that makes you more and more pure. And even if you deviate a little bit, just come back. It does happen, like because we are living in this world of Maya, we will at times, thoda ego aa jata hai, like what we say. But then as long as you keep coming back and making sure that you consciously reflect on that and try to come back, so then Baba then helps us to become even more pure. So that journey becomes like he's holding your hand and helping you through this process and making sure that you become better and better at it. So I think that's the message of this important Murli. And I think we can now do the meditation. But just before we begin the meditation, but the word I for me is also very challenging in a different context. So when you look at the whole earth and all the huge galaxies and everything, and you're just a small eye, like you rightly said, that example on the board. Chota hi hai, why are you getting all this ego? But on the other hand, you are also, when you say in the meditation, I am a powerful soul, that same little person also has the power to be powerful. So that I, when it is used in a way that makes you more pure, can also be a very powerful tool. It's the same I. It's an interesting thought, but it's in which perspective you're looking at that I. So with Girjaman, what are you saying? All big I becomes a dot, and dot I still exist, and that dot can be the most powerful dot spiritually. And as long as we don't have the mind and body consciousness, then it's perfect. Okay, so let's begin with the meditation. Since we are discussing the I, let's reflect on our own journey so far in this life on the earth. Reflect on how we look at ourselves in terms of purity. How much of I-ness and mine still remains? In your own mind, grade yourself out of 100. Where do you think you actually are? See that number flashing in front of you. And as you go deeper in, you can visualize Baba there. And you're showing that number to him. And you ask Baba, do you think I've assessed myself correctly? So you will either get an answer yes, or you will get an answer you're actually purer than what you think. Or you may even get an answer, that you've graded yourself quite high. You still need much more work. So in the next 30 seconds, allow Baba to share that answer with you. And now, whatever answer may have come, you see Baba now holding your hand. And because you have asked, He's ready to guide you through this process like a true teacher and help you in this journey of being His true companion. See Him holding your hand and pulling you up towards Him and floating in the cosmos along with Him, ready to show you what more you need to do, if at all, to become more and more pure. And I use my own higher self, my own soul, my own higher self, and the divine supreme soul of Baba to take me in this beautiful journey of purity, of what you truly meant to be pure, to have that kind of personality which helps serve the universe, which attracts others not for ego, but simply because of the purity it vibrates with. And for Baba to help in the meditation, the intention also has to be pure. The intention, when it is pure, Baba will help. See Him holding your hand, guiding you through this process, and promising you that you will be His companion. And He will help you in this beautiful journey of purity and personality to be the right companion. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. And a big thank you to my own soul, to my own self, that is having this pure intention to grow. See Baba blessing that pure thought and helping us by holding our hand and taking us forward as true companions of Baba himself. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Arpit Sister. We shall meet again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a wonderful day. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you.